Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman in his hazmat suit. I ordered this figure from Amazon.com, and it arrived just on time. It's also in stock at Walmart.com right now. Batman wore this hazmat suit. I believe it was to defend himself against the Amazo Virus. Great looking figure. This is the standard version. There's also a light up Target exclusive version for about $3 more. Hoping to find that one soon. So let's check out the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane toys, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse, Batman in his hazmat suit, Batman in his hazmat suit from Justice League, the Amazo Virus, Batman hazmat suit. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case that helps anybody. On the back side, Batman posed up, and a bunch of other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures you should check out. So no further ado, let's open them up. And of course, I did get two of these figures, one of which you open and enjoy, and one to keep unopened in my complete 6 and 7 inch unopened Batman action figure collection. Alright, now that I got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He doesn't come with any traditional character specific accessories, but he has a display stand and a collector's card. But before we take a look at those, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is Batman in his hazmat suit as the Amazo Virus is going around. Lex Luthor developed the Amazo Virus. It was supposed to suppress metahuman abilities. What it ended up doing was at first it would suppress abilities, then it would give different abilities, and for a brief period of time, the hero would be brainwashed. At one point, Batman was infected with the Amazo Virus. It caused him to go blind, but he was able to use sonar like a bat through sound coming from his mouth. Pretty weird. He's in a hazmat suit here, and I can find a ton of different scenarios where Batman would wear a suit like this. My first thought is the storyline Contagion or Legacy. The suit itself looks really cool. There is an upcoming Target exclusive version that has a light up chest bat symbol. It's only a few dollars more. I can't wait to have both versions. So let's take a look at him. He's got this quarantine on his face, a shield covering him, breathing apparatus. This is going to be COVID response Batman. Tubes going to his backpack. The symbol looks great and almost looks like it's lighting up right now. Quarantine logo behind the bat symbol. Very unique and very interesting. Tubes lead to his backpack. Tubes going into his suit. The detail is phenomenal. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Look at the texture on his suit, different parts. Looks very nice. Kind of resembles Kevlar. He's got this computer on the side of his wrist. Looks really cool. Large shoulder pads, knee pads, stuff attached to the side. Utility belt also looks nice. So far, 2 thumbs up. And just a closer look at his face or helmet. I think the detail's pretty nice. Kind of looks angry inside of there. This could work good. Say he's trying to take down Scarecrow and avoid his fear gas. I could just see a ton of uses for him wearing a suit like this. Now let's take a look at his accessories. And let's start with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand. Typical McFarlane stand, black perfect circle, says DC at the bottom, 1 peg for the pegals on his feet, very thin, very basic. Now let's look at his collector's card. You can see the figure in the hazmat suit. Looks like he's in sort of a ruined or abandoned building, just sort of standing there. Batman, hazmat suit, Justice League, the Amazo Virus. On the back side, there's a little description. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, he's standing at about 7.1 inches tall, which can translate to about 18 centimeters. Now let's look at his articulation. Starting with his head here, he can rotate from side to side. It's about as far as you're going to get to go when the tubes stretch to capacity. You can look up that far, down that far, pretty nice there. Can tilt his head from one side to the other, give him a good amount of personality. I noticed the backpack, it's kind of loose. I almost feel like I'd love to take it off and see what he's like without it, but it's obviously not intended to do that. The tubes are also permanently attached. Shoulders on a ball joint. Goes out a little bit more than 90 degrees. The shoulder pads are soft, they kind of move out of the way. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest, just increasing the range of motion there. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows. His wrist has a ball in it. Can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. He's got ball joint his torso, rotate around. Tube's got plenty of give. You can go pretty much as far as you want. Go forward and back. Another ball joint in his waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Pretty good range of motion here. Legs, do the splits almost all the way. Not a ball joint, similar type idea. Rotation, minimal. They go forward about that far. Back, pretty much not at all. Double jointed knees. Then his ankle has a ball in it. Goes forward and back. Can rotate. Can tilt and rock. To articulation. Here's Bruce Wayne confronting Lex Luthor about the Amazo Virus. Bruce tells him he knows he's developing it, but it's untested, and there are too many possible side effects or variables. And before he leaves, he mentions, "Hey, nice suit, by the way." Here's sort of my own version of events from the Amazo Virus. Here's Amazo in the streets of Metropolis. He's causing a distraction, getting all the heroes together at one time. Green Lantern, Batman, Superman, and the Flash face off against Amazo. And here, the heroes spring into action, have a long, drawn-out fight with Amazo. After they defeat Amazo, you can see the metahumans are affected by the virus. Of course, later side effects are going to affect the regular humans, like Batman and Hal Jordan. Batman comes back to the quarantined area in his hazmat suit. He's much more prepared this time. Now let's check him out, next to some other action figures, starting off with some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to a Detective Comics 1000 Batman. This Batman is also inspired by the comics and the Rebirth comics. Then, next to a Dark Knight's Metal Batman, he's also from the Rebirth comics. Here are all the different Bruce Wayne as Batman figures McFarlane has made so far, and you know there are going to be plenty more in the future. And technically, these guys are also Bruce Wayne as Batman in one way, shape, or form. Now let's check them out, next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the Curse of the White Knight, Azrael in Batman armor, and Batman 2-pack. Then, next to the Gold Label edition, Azrael in Batman armor silver variant, and then Superman Unchained energized variant. And here he is, next to the most recently released wave of McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. McFarlane doesn't release traditional waves, but these 4 figures were all found at Target at the same display. Now let's check them out, next to a couple of Batman figures with breathing apparatuses. This is a Stealth Jumper Batman by DC Direct in their Hush line. And here's a Mattel DC Multiverse Suicide Squad Batman. I'm sure there are a bunch of other Batman figures with breathing apparatuses, but these are the first 2 that were handy. Now let's check them out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix them with. Since he's a McFarlane figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller. And I'm going to include as many Batman figures as I can during these comparisons. Since we already checked him out, next to all of McFarlane's different Batman figures, here he is, with some other McFarlane lines. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, with some more McFarlane toys, these are from different various video game properties. And now, next to some Jakks Pacific wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here, next to some NECA Batman figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some Mezco 1/12 collective Batman figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Batman figures. And here, next to some Mafex Batman figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts Batman figures. And finally, here he is, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it's a pretty nice figure. The sculpt and paint job are excellent. I see no issues there. His articulation is pretty good. The only thing that could be a little better is some additional thigh rotation. His accessories, frankly, they suck. They are non-existent. He comes with absolutely nothing. As far as Batman variants go, I give this guy 2 thumbs up. I can find a ton of different uses for this guy, whether it's working with the Justice League or simply operating in Gotham City. If I were to rate this guy, I'd give him a 7.5 out of 10. I'm enjoying this guy quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to getting the light-up version in the future. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comments section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.